Have you ever wondered why some people rise from nothing, from poverty, rejection, or failure, while others, with the same opportunities, remain stuck their whole life? What separates success from struggle is not luck, it's thinking. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But if that's true, why do so many people never achieve their dreams? Today's story will reveal that secret. Through the journey of a man who started as a beggar but ended up building an empire. And yes, along the way, we'll also learn some powerful English words and phrases that can help you grow, not just in language, but in life. So stay till the end. This story might just change the way you think. At a crowded city railway station sat a beggar named Ravi. Every day he survived by asking for spare coins from strangers rushing to catch their trains. One afternoon, he noticed a man in a sharp suit carrying a sleek leather briefcase, clearly a successful businessman. Ravi thought, "This man looks rich. Maybe today I'll get lucky." He stretched out his hand and said, "Sir, please spare some change." The businessman stopped, looked at him calmly, and said something no one had ever said before. "Tell me, young man, what do you give to the world?" Ravi blinked in confusion. "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I have nothing to give." The man smiled. "That's where you're wrong. Everyone has something to offer, even if it's just a smile, a kind word, or an idea. If you believe you have nothing to give, then you'll always receive nothing in return." Without another word, the businessman boarded his train and disappeared. That night, Ravi couldn't sleep. "What can I possibly give? I have nothing," he thought. But then the businessman's words echoed in his mind. Everyone has something to offer. The next morning, Ravi noticed a small child crying because he dropped his ice cream. He smiled at the boy, picked up a fallen flower from the ground, and handed it to him. The boy stopped crying and smiled. And in that tiny moment, something changed inside Ravi. He thought, if a simple flower can bring a smile, maybe this is what I can give. The next day, he collected some wildflowers and sat at his usual spot. But this time, whenever someone gave him money, he offered them a flower in return. To his surprise, people started smiling, even stopping to talk. Some gave more than before. And when he ran out of flowers, the money stopped too. That day, he realized something powerful. People don't just give for charity, they give for value. He began to see himself not as a beggar, but as a trader. He was no longer asking, he was exchanging. Days turned into weeks. Ravi began buying fresh flowers from the market early each morning. Soon, he wasn't just surviving, he was earning. One day, the same businessman appeared again at the station. Ravi rushed to him with a bright smile and said, "Sir, today I can give you something beautiful in exchange for your kindness." The businessman bought a bunch of flowers and said, "You've learned the greatest secret of wealth. We only receive when we give. Congratulations, you are no longer a beggar. You are a businessman." 6 months later, the businessman returned to the same station. As he walked past a new flower shop blooming with colors and customers, he saw a familiar face behind the counter. It was Ravi, clean, confident, and smiling. "Do you remember me?" asked the businessman. Ravi laughed. "Of course. You changed my life. That day, I stopped seeing myself as a beggar. I realized I was a businessman all along. I just needed to think like one." They shook hands, this time not as giver and taker, but as equals. Your life becomes what you believe it can become. If you think small, you'll stay small. But if you believe you can create, contribute, and give, you'll attract success, respect, and abundance. So ask yourself today, what can I give to the world? Because that's where your greatness begins. If you love this story, give it a thumbs up, comment below what you learned, and share it with someone who needs this reminder today. See you in the next story, and remember, change your thoughts, and you'll change your world.